Hello, I hope you're doing okay today. I'm Martin Rigby. I'm a qualified person centred counsellor, supervisor, and mindfulness teacher based in living in Lostock Hall in Preston. So, in this counselling service information video today, I'm going to talk about what to expect from counselling. So maybe you're somebody who's never had counselling before, never really thought about what having therapy could mean, or maybe you're somebody who've had lots of therapy, seen lots of different therapists over the years. But every therapy experience is different. So I'm going to talk to sort of really both kinds of people, those who've never had therapy before and those who have had counselling or psychotherapy in the past, and what are the things to really think about when considering having therapy, and a little bit about what the experience of therapy might be like. So first of all, what is counselling? Well, there's many different approaches to counselling. Maybe counselling on the NHS, which is often CBT, maybe other forms of counselling, psychodynamic, EMDR, lots of different types of counselling, person-centred counselling, which is what my approach is really founded on, and that puts the therapeutic relationship, the relationship between counsellor and client, right at the heart of therapy. But there's lots of different approaches, but in general what we could describe counselling as is having a sort of safe, regular, confidential space, usually on a weekly basis, but can be over different periods of time, to come together with a trained counsellor to discuss your thoughts and feelings and life situations. And having counselling is really different to many of the other relationships that you might have in your life. So maybe friendships, so you might talk about a lot of stuff with friends, for example, or with family members, but the main difference is that they may have an opinion, they're obviously emotionally involved in your life, whereas counselling is somebody who can take a step back, look at and help you to take a step back from the situation and look at it from a neutral perspective. So when I see clients, I'm not here to judge. I don't give advice, but obviously use my experience to offer helpful suggestions, to maybe suggest interventions, coping strategies for different things, different issues such as anxiety, depression, low mood, self-esteem, but really work from the person's frame of reference. So helping you to identify maybe inner resources, things that you're doing already that you could just simply do more of, or identify things that you might like to do more of, and how you could do that by just taking small steps, and often small steps is the way to go with dealing with all kinds of issues. So why might you want to have counselling? Well, again, lots of different reasons. So maybe you have mental health issues, maybe that's just started in your life, or maybe you've been kind of experiencing mental health issues for much of your life, anxiety, depression, maybe personality disorder, low mood, sort of self-harm, lots of different issues. Maybe you're having relationship difficulties, maybe you've experienced trauma in the past or recently. So it can be lots of different areas that you might want to seek counselling on, and sometimes you might not be aware of different issues that you have before you start speaking about about them. But you don't need to be in a crisis situation or a difficult situation. Sometimes sometimes reaching out and getting help before things get to an extreme, or before they become really difficult, can be beneficial. But I really understand as a therapist what a big step that is, reaching out. I understand it takes courage and sometimes taking time to come to that decision. So for anybody watching or listening today who maybe has kind of felt like they might need some help, but not knowing where to turn or whether they can even do that, it's just like I want to speak directly to you and say that you're not alone, and you will be, whether that's counselling therapy with me or whoever you choose as your therapist, you will be supported along every step of the way. And it's it can be done at we can go at your pace. There's no rush to talk about everything sort of all at once. And I also try to offer counselling in a way that is flexible for clients. So for some people, they might want to have in-person appointments, so I work from home. I'm sat in the conservatory now where I do all my face-to-face work. Or you might find it to have counselling, have therapy from the comfort of your own home, so have online or telephone counselling. And the advantage of that is that you don't need to go anywhere, especially if you have mobility issues or practical issues like needing childcare or taking time off work, or and sometimes some people are just more comfortable having the counselling in their own space. So to be flexible and adaptable, but also to work at your pace. And in terms of how long you have therapy for, and that's something that we will discuss or would discuss at the start of therapy. And sometimes that could be just having a number of sessions. You just want to kind of work on some small areas of making changes in your life. Or you might need longer time, several weeks, several months, even years. But that could come with like times away, stepping away, breaks, which I also think can be really important as well. To manage that kind of processing of the issues of whatever it is you're working through. So if you feel that starting to think about having counselling, and that you would like to get some help and support, where do you start? So first of all, what I would recommend is really thinking about what kind of person, therapist you would like to to work with. Maybe it's a therapist of a particular gender. Maybe you would like a therapist who has some understanding of your issues, your life experience. So there's therapists who work with specialisms, niches. So one of my niches is working with people with disabilities, long-term health conditions, and that's due to my personal experience. Also, I've done courses in working with neurodivergence, and I'm also trained to work online as well as face to face. So kind of thinking about, yeah, what type of therapist you might like to work with, and then doing some research perhaps. There are so you can search online, so you might find different therapist websites. So I have a website, or there are also counselling directories. So one of the main ones is BACP, so you can put in your location and it'll bring up all the therapists in that area. Another counselling directory is called Counselling Directory. So again, you can put in your location, put in your kind of requirements for a therapist, and see what kind of what matches can come up. And then contact your therapist of choice. So either directly by phone, or sending a text perhaps, or kind of email. And then most therapists will offer the opportunity of an initial appointment. I offer a free 30-minute initial appointment. Some will offer an initial call, or but yeah, just check exactly what they offer. But I offer a free initial appointment, and that's really to discuss your needs from therapy, to be able to ask questions about my approach, my experience, qualifications, but really get a real sense of me as a person, how I come across, how I work. If you feel comfortable, speaking to me, if you feel kind of safe and supported, because that's really important for me in kind of my approach. And I do normally do the initial appointment online or over the phone. So I've done that since COVID. However, I do appreciate that for some people, online and telephone may not be kind of appropriate. So we can talk about if it's more appropriate to do face-to-face for the initial appointment. And then once you've had the initial appointment, and there's no obligation to continue counselling, to continue therapy, you can take some time to think about it. If, like for instance, you'd like to work with me, and if so, we can then talk about booking in for another appointment, how we do that, and any needs that you then have, and also how to pay for the sessions. So I normally take payment in advance. Different therapists will have different policies, and obviously charge different fees. So it's kind of also worth thinking about what you can pay, or are prepared to pay for therapy, because it is as well as being an emotional investment, it is a kind of financial investment. And then following that, as I said, you can decide how you want to work, whether face-to-face, online, or over the phone. Sessions are normally, and I say normally, an hour. However, again, I do appreciate that for some people that might be too long. So there can be the option of shorter sessions, and also I am going to start offering longer sessions for 90 minutes as well. So that might work, better for, kind of some people. And just a very little brief bit about during the, the sessions. Again, you might feel it's helpful to have a little break during the sessions. So that's something that, we can also look at. I do use quite a lot of resources, so try to work kind of like creatively. For example, if you are like neurodivergent, I have a range of kind of like resources, things that you can use for relaxation, for kind of comfort, or if you are someone who likes doing artwork or a more tactile. So yeah, it's kind of yes, there is time for and space for talking, but also sometimes it's not possible. It's maybe difficult to talk or put things into words. So there's other ways that we can use the counselling and work creatively. And we normally most therapists will review as they go along. I tend to review every kind of 4 to 6 sessions, and it's really important to know as well that it's you can stop the counselling when you're ready, when you kind of need to, or you can pause and kind of have a break. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful, just kind of giving a flavour of what to expect for counselling, some of the things that are important, to consider. Another thing that maybe I haven't mentioned is around confidentiality. So, kind of right from the initial appointment, kind of what we talk about is private and confidential, although sometimes there are limits to confidentiality, and if you need kind of extra support, or kind of you or somebody else is at significant risk of harm, then it may be necessary to kind of involve other people, other professionals. But it's just knowing that what you talk about is private and confidential, but there are limits to that confidentiality. So hopefully that's been useful, and helping you to think about what counselling is, what to expect, and kind of if you're somebody thinking about counselling, maybe it's kind of giving you stuff to go away and think about, and whether it is that you can take that next step, and who knows, it could be that it could be the next step closer to kind of changing your life, and just kind of like reaching out for help. It's okay to to ask for help. So hopefully you found this video useful, helpful, enjoyable watching today. Please do check out some of the other videos that will appear in this counselling service information playlist, and also on the rest of my MR Counselling and Mindfulness YouTube channel. So why not, while you're here, click subscribe so that you can be notified about any future content that I upload. And join me in this journey of MR Counselling and Mindfulness, a helpful, hopeful and holistic space for anyone interested in mental health, the mind, and much more. And also below this video, put the link to my website as well if you'd like to find out more about me too. So thanks for watching, go well, and have a good day, and we'll speak again soon. Thanks, bye for now.